Well, the storm continues to impact several across the state, especially in the form of power outages. Right now, more than 5,700 are still in the dark. And you're looking at the latest P&M outage map. The company expects most outages to be restored later tonight. Well, Monica Logroño joins us live now to tell us about one family that was forced to deal with the cold temperatures. Monica, you say this family hasn't had power in over a day. How are they doing right now?
Well, Paolo, as you can imagine, they've kind of gotten creative with ways to stay warm. Lorraine Gallegos and her family haven't had power since Wednesday night. Since then, they've just been bundling up and using the stove for warmth. Now they're just hoping they won't have to go through another cold night.
The meter was reading 25 degrees when I got up, and with the water boiling, I've gotten it to about 53. And we're still with our jackets.
Lorraine Gallegos and her family haven't had power since Wednesday night.
It's cold, and at night it's unbearable.
This week's winter storm knocked the power out, but more than a day later, Gallegos is surprised it's not back on.
The lights went on for 20 seconds, and they went off, and we heard a big explosion. My son said he could see them working on it, so I figured, okay, they'll come on soon.
But it never did. And that P&M crew left.
I called P&M and they were like, oh, maybe they think the power was restored. Let me put you back on the list. So we weren't on the list.
Now Gallegos is hoping the energy company hears her plea.
A lot of us are elderly, some of us are handicapped, and there's no way to heat the house.
During the day, she's found different solutions, like boiling water to stay warm and leaving her stove on.
I can warm the house with just the stove, but we shouldn't have to be in this situation.
And at night, it's a different story.
When we go to bed, I have to turn the stove off, and the temperatures just drop drastically.
With her current situation, Gallegos says she doesn't have much of an appetite, but even if she did,
I lost all the stuff in the refrigerator and the freezer.
The city opened up warming centers for residents, which Gallegos says is great if people know about it.
How are you going to know if you don't have your television? You know, some people can't navigate those phones.
I brought that question to Mayor Tim Keller, to which he said, call 311.
We can offer a lot of help, but the first step is letting us know that you need that help.
Most warming centers across the city are open during the day, and the city announced Friday Los Duranes Center will be open overnight.
The overnight shelters are really 100% designed for our unhoused community, and so, but they certainly can be used by anyone. These warming shelters are basically community centers that we're making available, specific rooms in them or the gymnasium for folks where they can come inside and then access the resources they need.
About a dozen warming centers are open right now. We'll post that and the link with the overnight shelters on KOB.com. And Mayor Keller said he's working with P&M to get those outages solved. Paolo.